Once upon a time, in a remote mountain monastery, there lived a monk named Ryu. Ryu was known for his deep wisdom and profound insight, and many seekers traveled from far and wide to seek his counsel. One day, a wealthy merchant arrived at the monastery, seeking answers to his burning questions about the nature of life and existence. He approached Ryu with great reverence and asked, "Master Ryu, I have traveled far in search of the meaning of life. Can you show me the way?" Ryu smiled and said, "Life is like a flowing river, constantly changing and evolving. But come, let us take a walk." The merchant followed Ryu as they trekked up the mountain, passing through dense forests and rocky trails. After hours of walking, they reached a clearing with a breathtaking view of the valley below. "Look," Ryu said, pointing to the valley. "What do you see?" The merchant looked out and saw a bustling village with people going about their daily activities, working, laughing, and interacting with one another. "I see the village," the merchant replied. "It's filled with people living their lives." Ryu nodded and said, "Indeed, life is like that village. It is filled with experiences, relationships, and moments that come and go. But let me show you something else." Ryu led the merchant to a nearby stream that flowed gently down the mountain. He dipped his hand in the water and scooped up a handful, letting it slip through his fingers. "What do you see now?" Ryu asked. The merchant looked at the water flowing through Ryu's hands and said, "I see water constantly moving and changing." Ryu smiled and said, "Yes, life is like this stream. It is constantly flowing, changing, and evolving. Just like the water in the stream, life cannot be held onto or controlled. It is meant to be experienced fully in the present moment." The merchant was struck by Ryu's words. He realized that he had been seeking meaning and purpose in the external world, when the true essence of life was in the impermanence and flow of the present moment. With a deep bow, the merchant thanked Ryu for his wisdom and returned to his village with a heart full of gratitude and a new perspective on life. He let go of his attachments and embraced the impermanence of existence, finding joy in the simple moments and connections with others. Years later, the merchant returned to the monastery to express his gratitude to Ryu once again. But to his surprise, Ryu was nowhere to be found. Instead, he found a simple note that read, "Life is like a river, constantly flowing and changing. Find meaning in the present moment, for that is where life truly unfolds. Ryu." The merchant smiled, realizing that Ryu had taught him the most profound lesson of all, the art of living fully in the present moment. And so, the story of Ryu's wisdom and the merchant's transformation became a cherished tale, passed down through generations, reminding people to embrace the impermanence of life and find meaning in the present moment.